Where can you meet a lonely ape? Or speak to a dolphin with an unknown fate? Where can you enter an Egyptian tomb? Or attend a school with a cavernous room? Where can you survive a fiery disaster? Or fight in a war with a dog and his master? Where do you find a record maker? And where can you be a record breaker? It all happens at your Scholastic Book Fair, a place where you'll find the books you want to read. Your Scholastic Book Fair, it's the place to be. It's where you open a world of possible.
Plants. Zombies. Plants versus Zombies. Hop on board and get ready for some plant-powered, zombie-zapping battles in this graphic novel based on the hit video game, Plants vs. Zombies. Join Crazy Dave, the babbling yet brilliant inventor, as he travels through time with his niece Patrice and young adventurer Nate Timely. Together with the help of some more than wild plants, they will try to stop the dreadful Zomboss's latest attack. Take off for your Scholastic Book Fair and pick up a copy of Plants vs. Zombies Timepocalypse.
"11-year-old Hobie wondered, was he doing all he could? What would it take to get his dad home from fighting overseas in the Second World War? Mom helped at the Red Cross. Little sister helped by knitting socks for the soldiers. All he did was collect scrap metal for the war effort. That's when he heard the radio announcer.
Uncle Sam is asking young Americans to lend their dogs to the military to be trained to guard our airplane factories.
Could Hobie give up his dog? His best friend? Yes, he decided to make his greatest sacrifice. He would lend Duke to the military. But as he watched his pet being taken away, he suddenly regretted his decision. Even when letters came from the Marine who was now handling Duke, all Hobie could think about was how to get his dog back. It'll be a difficult struggle for Hobie, but in his heart, he knows he's doing it for the soldiers. He's doing it for his dad, and he will never forget what Duke is doing for his country. Duke. Look for it at your Scholastic Book Fair.
The magic of ancient Egypt has come alive. It's magic that saves Alex Senefer's life, but it also awakens a dangerous evil. Now the Deathwalkers are here, and you must help Alex stop them before the tombs claim us all.
I'm Michael Northrup, author of Tomb Quest. I'm at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, home of one of the world's largest collections of Egyptian antiquities. I'm here because this is where it all begins. This is where Alex's mom works as a curator before she suddenly disappears. Tomb Quest begins with her using the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead to save his life. But in the process, she accidentally opens a door to the afterworld, unleashing 5 powerful evil beings known as the Deathwalkers. Now, it's up to Alex and his best friend Ren to embark on an impossible quest that takes them around the globe and into the afterlife to stop these sinister beings. As you read the books, you can go online and play the game. You get to create your own Egyptian tomb and fill it with traps and treasures and monsters.
Tomb Quest. Read the books, play the game, awaken the adventure at your Scholastic Book Fair.
I love my little brother, Adam. He's almost 5, and he struggles with autism. That means my brother's brain processes things differently than most people's brains. For me, it means feeling guilty when I lose my patience. It means being angry at my stepdad, who expects me to take care of Adam since Mom died. I'm not Adam's mother. I'm only 12. I have my own life. But I changed when I met Zoe. Zoe is blind, so my first thought was, I can't take on another person who needs my help. But she soon showed me that not only could she take care of herself, she could take care of me too. She helped me see that Nori, A dolphin at the local aquarium who was helping my little brother also needed our help. And together, Zoe and I decided we would do everything we could to get Nori back into the wild.
How to Speak Dolphin is an eye-opening story that can be found at your Scholastic Book Fair.
It began as a tiny spark in a barn and grew to become one of America's greatest disasters. And in the middle of it all was 11-year-old Oscar Starling. Follow one boy's struggle to stay alive as the great city of Chicago burns. In the latest of the I Survived series, I Survived the Great Chicago Fire 1871 at your Scholastic Book Fair.
Some people think sugar is soft and white and sweet, but sugar is hard. Months of planting, hoeing, harvesting, bones aching, sweat stinging in your eyes. Sugar is hard. I'm Jewel Parker Rhodes, and my story is about a girl named Sugar. Sugar is a feisty young girl, and she is always getting into trouble. Even though it was a time right after the Civil War, and the slaves were freed, things were still hard. Freedom didn't mean you had a home or food. Freedom didn't mean that Sugar could play with the plantation owner's son. And freedom didn't mean that Sugar was safe from hate. But freedom did mean change. Work was hard for those who stayed. That's when the Chinese immigrants came to work the southern plantations. And even though everyone else was afraid of the Chinese immigrants, Sugar was right there to greet them. I wrote this story after I had visited China and had learned of the Chinese immigrant past in America. I told the story through the eyes of a young girl named Sugar because she was so alive to me, filled with all kinds of dreams and aspirations. Sugar. You'll find her at your Scholastic Book Fair. Just look for the beautiful girl flying a Chinese kite.
A ghost appears from an old military trunk and reaches out to Anderson, Greg, and Julie. But what does the ghost want with them? Does he want their help? Or something more sinister? It's a race against time as three friends work together to solve this ghost's mystery before it's too late. It all starts with The Secret of Midway, a World War II story, and continues with Lost at Khe Sanh, a ghost story during the Vietnam War. Look for this mesmerizing 2-book pack at your Scholastic Book Fair. Look for The Ghosts of War.
Are you a hardcore gamer? You have to have the Guinness World Records 2015 book, Gamers Edition. It's full of mind-blowing facts and features awesome games and characters, from Minecraft to Lego, Mario Kart to Skylanders. From new favorites to classics, it's loaded with facts, stats, and more. Find out about the biggest selling games, the highest scores, and the world's most amazing gamers. It's a must-have book for any gaming fan. Game on at your Scholastic Book Fair.
Have you ever imagined what it would be like to be inside the mind of an animal as awesome as a gorilla? Now imagine what it would be like if you were stuck in a tiny little cage inside a shopping mall for 27 years without other gorillas. That really happened, and I decided to tell this story. I'm Catherine Applegate, and I wrote the one and only Ivan. It's based on the true story of a beautiful gorilla named Ivan, who spent almost 30 years in a cage. When Ivan was about 6 months old, he was captured, thrown in a cage, and sent to Tacoma, Washington, where he spent those 30-odd years living in a tiny little bitty cage with no stimulation. He was not exposed to other gorillas. In essence, he forgot how to be a gorilla. Among the many things he did to fill his empty hours was he finger painted. He loved to finger paint. He ear painted, he nose painted. That was one way they found to entertain him. What I hope you get from Ivan's story is the fact that it was kids who helped change his life. Kids saw the way he was being treated, and they boycotted the mall. They wrote letters to the editor. And eventually, Ivan was released to a whole different world. Imagine what it must have been like when he ended up at a zoo with other gorillas for the first time in 27 years. He could play, he could communicate, he could be a gorilla again. So if you have a soft spot in your heart for animals, especially gorillas, look for the one and only Ivan at your Scholastic Book Fair.
Do you want to know all about your favorite LEGO characters? Then check out the Character Encyclopedias with LEGO minifigures at your book fair. You'll also find action-packed books featuring LEGO Legends of Chima and LEGO Ninjago. And look for awesome LEGO project sets using LEGO bricks by Klutz. Build your LEGO library at your Scholastic Book Fair.
Hi, I'm Holly Black.
And I'm Cassandra Clare.
And we are the co-authors of the Magisterium series.
The first book is called The Iron Trial. The Iron Trial is the first book in a series called The Magisterium, and it's about a boy named Callum Hunt.
And he really doesn't want to go to magic school because
his father has told him that the magicians who teach at the school, and in this world they're called mages, will kill him if he goes to the school. And he's trained his whole life to fail the obligatory entrance exams that everybody with magical power has to take to determine whether they have enough power to have to go to the school. Poor Cal is thrown onto a bus and taken to the Magisterium. As it turns out, the Magisterium is actually a labyrinth of caves underground, buried under a mountain. And so it's very difficult to even find your way out. And then, assuming you did find your way out,
all around the area are these chaos-ridden animals out in the woods. They have weird swirling eyes, and they're kind of feral, and they're gonna get you. So Cal really needs a new plan.
You may think you know what's gonna happen in the Iron Trial, but you're gonna be surprised.
There are two really big twists in this book. One of them is the reason that we wanted to write the book. And so far in talking to readers, none of them have guessed where it was going. And we don't think you're gonna guess either.
If you're curious about the book, you'll find it at
your Scholastic Book Fair.
Get ready to discover the biggest, fastest, tallest, most expensive, most dangerous, hottest, coldest, smallest, longest, most successful, most searched, most popular, anything, anywhere, ever, in the 2015 Scholastic Book of World Records. And you can help break a world record by participating in the 2015 Scholastic Summer Reading Challenge. Last summer, the worldwide team of more than 276,000 students read 304,749,681 minutes to help smash the 2014 Read for the World Record. Check out scholastic.com/summer for details. Go to your Scholastic Book Fair and look for a copy of the Scholastic 2015 Book of World Records.
Look for these exciting books and more at your Scholastic Book Fair, a place where you'll find the books you want to read. Your Scholastic Book Fair, it's the place to be. It's where you open a world of possible.